And we're live.
All right.
Oh my god.
What's going on, Jack?
Oh, I'm just playing Minecraft right now, dog.
Oh,
You know what
God.
I'm saying?
Shit,
I'm thinking about making this a live stream world, honestly. I'm getting so far with it.
You're gonna
I've
start
never
later
done
in the
this-
world.
What?
You're gonna start live streaming like when you are already done with everything.
No, it's just I've never played Minecraft like this before. So what I think I'm gonna do is show everybody else, because this is expansive, industrial level.
Is that like
And
when Dan Bryles uploaded a video a couple months ago to YouTube, like the fucking Minecraft world tour that he did, or like epic survival base tour?
oh, damn, you did that?
Yeah,
I didn't
bro,
even
I love that
know.
world so much.
Wait, did you send it?
I
Did you
got-
send it to me?
I don't know, honestly. That was so long ago.
God damn it.
Yeah, that survival world is nuts, dog. I'm just whenever I play Minecraft, it goes in bursts. So
Wow.
I'll just take a hiatus from it for 8 months and then come back and then grind something out and just look like an absolute freak of nature.
Exactly.
Right now, literally right now.
Straight.
Right now, I picked up. So you know how the old worlds were just 4 chunks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've made the setting. So I made a new world, and it's the old one. So it's 4 chunks, and I just finished draining out all of the ocean and all the rivers with sponges, and I'm gonna completely decimate the whole 4 chunks till it's just nothing but bedrock. And then I don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I want it to be a celestial, the whole island, just a huge Alienware looking build. So yeah, it's gonna be nuts. That's just an example of the grind.
Every time I play Minecraft, it's either I'll play and then I'll not build a house or anything, and I'll get good gear and shit, or I'll start off and want to build a big base, and then I won't have enough materials for it, so I'll literally just grind for materials to build a base, and then I'll just have fucking iron tools and shit for weeks, and then I'll never finish both. I'll never have a good base and good gear, and
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yo, if I start a Minecraft single world, I swear I'll play it for 15 minutes and then I'll just get sad.
really.
That sucks.
That's it. Just get fucking sad.
Because the desolation.
No,
or,
I'm
the
dead. I'm dead serious.
soundtrack,
I'm dead
or-
serious. Because what motivation? What's the motivation?
I understand that because I get way more
Yeah.
every time I play with my friends, when coronavirus first started, I would always play with Borndale and Jack and Joe Notch and
Yeah,
John,
the realm.
and I'd always be well, I gotta get more stuff than Borndale. I can't have him being the most overpowered person on the server. Better get online and I can't let Joe Notch have the best house on the server. I gotta get online and do this. So that would be always, and it would always be fun because even when I was doing boring shit like fucking fishing for books for hours, I'd always have
Yeah.
Avery Stoffel would talk to me, or Willem would talk to me, or something like that.
Is it just all you did the entire time?
The entire first week at least. We got to I had full diamond armor. We beat the Ender Dragon within the first week, I remember, and I had my base and stuff built pretty much.
Epic gamer mode.
Yeah, but then Joe Notch
That's
stopped paying for it. The realm.
Joe Notch, come on.
That was after 1.16 came out and the netherite armor came out. And the first day,
Yeah.
me and Willem went to the nether and got full netherite stuff. And we sent a picture to the group chat. And then, a day later, Notch stopped paying for the realm. So I'm ooh, what a waste of my time.
Minecraft podcast.
I remember Borndale telling me about that. He was Lucas just recently grinded this out, and now he's the god of the realm that we have. I was oh my god.
Well, Borndale is so it's not he's lucky, but his RNG in any video game is always really good.
Yeah.
Mario
Oh my
Party,
God, yeah.
playing with Borndale is just ridiculous because he'll get every bonus star.
It's so insane.
And then, but in Minecraft, the first realm we had,
When he's strip mining.
he literally strip mined and got 70 diamond ore and didn't have fortune and just mined it all. I'm oh my god. And that was within 1 day. And I was oh my fucking god. And then on this realm he had all full diamond day 3 or whatever. But then he lost it in the nether or the end or something. So then that's where I got my leg up on Borndale.
I think there
Oh,
should be.
nice.
Hold on. I think there should be a term, like a term for what somebody looks like after like 12 straight hours of strip mining in fucking Minecraft.
Dead?
Dead.
You're just pale as fuck. Just
That's why I don't.
Hollow.
I don't do that.
I
I just make
you got
art.
so many bags under your eyes. You just
Oh.
You made
you
so
can't
many
even
bags on the
exist
mind,
because
so
you
many
haven't drank
bags under
water
the
in
eyes.
6 hours.
I
You said
think the
what?
reason why I like single player so much is because like it's like art. Like it lets me express myself creatively. You know what I'm saying? Like I can build whatever the fuck I want and make it look how cool I want and just do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a really nice way to vent your creativity.
So I would love to see you. I would love to see you get big on YouTube, just for showing your worlds.
Honestly, bro, I feel like it'd be so.
You think you could do it?
Yeah, actually, I think I could.
You know, Jack, there isn't, I don't know if you know this, but there isn't that many people who play Minecraft on YouTube. That market is kind of untapped.
Yeah, especially nowadays, like.
Oh,
not as
I
much
was
as it
I was just joking, but yeah.
Yeah, I know you're joking. I know you're joking.
But no,
I'm
definitely.
saying, bro, it died. But what people want is something different. This is different than like all the mini games that people.
Exactly.
Playing, you know, like that's like all the videos were back then.
People
It
can
was
get
like a
big by
bunch of
just doing random shit in Minecraft now, and they don't have to do like back in the day, it used to
They
be
don't
like,
have to do anything.
oh, you just have to collab with like every big Minecraft YouTuber. Like you need to do fucking, what was
You gotta
it,
have
cops and
connections.
robbers with all these people. But now
Jack,
now
that's
you
what
can
gotta
just
do.
fuck
That's
around.
what you gotta do. All you gotta do is just get in contact with Dream. That's the first step. Then that's it. I mean, that's basically all you
Exactly.
gotta
That's the plan. Get in contact with Dream.
do. Yeah, just one time. Then just never talk to him after that. He's got the magic touch.
I mean, after that, I'd be set, right?
Yeah.
This world is more of an art project, if anything.
You could
Like,
probably get in
it's
the
just
yearbook
a-
for that kind of shit at this point.
Wait, what?
I bet
In the yearbook
I can
for
guarantee
having just a really good world.
I can guarantee if you submitted to the yearbook and said I
Yeah, I
spent
think you could.
a billion hours on this Minecraft world, I can guarantee that they would be like, oh my god, and they'd have a whole page dedicated to like Jack Darcy
Sorry, I was
dedicates
just
his art.
I was just picturing
That'd be crazy.
instead of Jack's face in the yearbook, it's just like a still frame of like his entire fucking world.
No, it's just like
It's just the map.
instead of
It's
his
just a
like
panorama.
instead of his senior picture, it's just his fucking Minecraft skin.
No. Dude, you know what it is now? I changed it. Like, it's Star Platinum, bro.
Star
I don't know
Platinum.
if you guys know who that is.
Wait, what?
Oh man, quarantine got me watching some weird shit. So, I started watching, like, I started looking through Netflix to see, like, what is there to watch in this quarantine, and, like, I'm not doing anything, and I came across a couple animes, just, like, some that are bearable, but they turned out to be good. One of them is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dude, that shit
Oh, yeah.
smacks.
That's on
That shit
Netflix?
Smacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody talks about how good that one is.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting that much, but I was like, man, this is actually really good. Like, just get over the fact that it's an anime and that people stereotype that shit hella.
Yeah.
And then just
Naruto
like, watch the show.
gets memed on way too much. I've been grinding that out in quarantine, and like it actually is like really good, like show wise. I think
Oh, yeah?
personally. Yeah.
I know Caleb watches that stuff.
What even is it? Like,
Well,
I know-
it's
I know
a
it's anime.
story.
and they make like a shit ton of porn about it.
Well, it's good that you know that, Charlie.
Charlie just watches it for the hentai.
Yeah, exactly. I see it in my
That's not-
recommended a lot, but it's not
that's
because
not
I
even
watch
why.
Naruto. It's because it's in the porn category.
Oh man.
Fuck, they
Nasty.
put that shit on Netflix. That's not even like far off from something that Netflix would do.
After that fucking, what was that one
Like,
show that they're
let's
gonna
be
make?
real. Like, if you went on Netflix and you're searching for like Breaking Bad or whatever, and you scroll down and you see a category hentai, would you be shocked?
If there was like a
What?
Breaking Bad category of hentai, then yeah.
Oh, what the? Why are we talking about this?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jack.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Anyways, yeah, that's what I watched. I just finished watching Breaking Bad like 2 weeks ago, and oh my god,
Oh,
I like.
oh you what?
What was that?
I can't watch it without laughing.
Wait, you didn't like it or did?
Oh, it was great, but like the
Oh,
the only reason I watched it was because on a podcast that McCoy was on, like the last episode he was on, he was like, "Can we talk about Breaking Bad?" I'm like, "I haven't seen it, bro," and he's like, "Oh," and I go, "Okay, McCoy, I'll promise you, by the time you're on next, I will have finished Breaking Bad," and then he said he would be on soon.
I don't get why he likes it so much.
Why McCoy likes
Like-
it so much?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a good show, but he worships it.
Yeah,
Well,
McCoy.
I mean, am I
it's kind of
wrong?
a meme. It's a meme. That's why.
Well, no, that's why when I watch it, I just can't stop laughing.
Because of the Breaking Bad
Like,
memes.
Like, how many stories can they make out of bald guy sells drugs with
One.
One big story.
it's just one big story, that's it?
Well,
Have you ever
yeah,
seen the
that's
show,
how it-
Charlie?
It's a show.
Oh
That's how
man,
shows work.
I
For the
got
most
like
part.
no, there are shows that go like multiple stories, but
Wait,
Yeah,
Charlie,
like
have you
Family
watched
Guy
it
or
or no?
something.
Have you watched Breaking Bad?
yeah, no, I watched one season and then
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh,
started-
then
I
get the
started
fuck
on
out of
sec-
here, bro.
I started on the second season. And
What?
They were just doing the exact same thing. And I just gave up. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, dude, that's when it gets good, bro.
I don't even remember it. I gotta watch that again.
It's so good, but
Yeah, I watched it like a long time ago.
I
It was
understand why
really
you
good,
would
like-
be, why you don't think that McCoy would like it, Charlie, because McCoy usually doesn't like every time you say you like something that's popular, he'll like laugh or he'll be like, "Oh
Well,
my
yeah,
god."
he's not really a fan of anything.
Yeah, but he'll like the most random, like obscure shit. But Breaking Bad is like the most mainstream thing that McCoy ever likes, I think.
Yeah.
He still listens to City Morgue, which I completely understand.
City Morgue. He got my sister on that shit, and I couldn't forgive him
Do you
for
like it? Do you like it, Jack?
No, he was just screaming.
I know you hate Ghostman.
No, I don't hate Ghostman. What?
What?
McCoy overplayed it like hella. Oh, one summer, that's all he played. It was just like, God damn it. Do you really have to play Ghostman again?
Do you have to play
Would.
Ghostman again?
Yeah,
that's
again.
kind of, no, that's what it's like.
like.
That's what it's like. Like at that's what it's like at his house. It's just playing like constantly.
Do you think McCoy will listen to
I
this
think
episode?
Screaming.
No, but it's not.
I think
it's like-
recently he's gotten like a
audio's
much
maximum.
diverse taste though.
What did you say, Dan?
I think recently, like we haven't been there to like experience it like we would normally because of COVID, but I think he's expanded his horizons a lot recently and kind of
Oh no, I was just joking.
broadened out. Yeah.
No, he got into
Tito
Kanye and like heavy.
Oh,
He was like
Every-
telling me to listen to Kids with Ghosts.
Everybody
Or,
got.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Ghosts with something about ghosts and kids and I don't know the Kanye
Kids
album.
see-
And I
kids see
listened to it. It was
ghosts?
Kid
actually pretty
Cudi.
good. Kids see
Yeah.
ghosts. Yeah. It was pretty good actually.
Dan, do you
Kanye podcast. That was funny.
Oh, from the Joe Rogan Kanye one?
oh
Wait, should we-
Yeah.
should-
I never
should we
listened to the full thing. I only listened to the first like couple minutes, and I was just like,
Dog,
"This is too smart for me."
trust me.
Or-
Trust me. Watch it. It's an experience.
Okay, I'll finish
Yeah.
listening to it next time
It
I'm at
really is
work.
an experience. Because I don't even know if Joe. I don't even know if Joe Rogan knew what was happening.
Yeah, I don't.
He just
think
kind of
so.
let him go. Like I think if there was a word count about like things that Joe Rogan said the entire podcast, it'd be like under 15. Like he didn't say anything. He just let him go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kanye went on a huge tangent. That was basically the entire podcast.
that
Just
kind of
one
like
big
surprises
Kanye
me, but
tangent.
doesn't at the same time.
Yeah, it was one big tangent actually. There were like different chapters of the tangent, like in the description.
Was there really?
Yeah, it was really funny. Like, check it out. It's actually like, I think, a really good podcast. But you know, just Kanye being Kanye, he's just, I can't tell if he's like, he thinks he's so right.
Who do you
Right.
think I could get like from our school that would be like the Kanye of the Be Quiet podcast. I'd just be like,
Carl Warner.
oh no. I've had him on plenty of times. He's definitely not the
Oh,
Kanye.
you have?
Oh, I've
I
had
didn't
Karl
listen to
on like
those,
6
man.
times, bro.
Dude, has he ever talked about me?
I don't think so, because you work with him, right? At the place that we're not going to say.
Oh, I did work with him.
Oh.
I didn't like working there.
Was it because of Karl, or was it because...
No, I loved working with Karl. He was a pleasure, dude. You know why though? Is because he was so easy to laugh at.
Yeah.
No offense to you, Karl, if you're listening to this, but I love you and you're so funny. But you're just Karl, dude, and you're so funny because you're Karl, and I love it. It's just I loved working with him because he's so funny to just look at.
I 100% agree with you. He's a very big character, and like
yeah, character.
he'll like comment I'll post something on Instagram and he'll comment on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Like he commented something. I posted like a meme on Instagram, and it was about like when like how Spanish they want you to like wake up in the morning and like go to like do your homework at 7:50 like when you're technically supposed to be in school, and it's like I'm not gonna fucking do that. And Karl responded, or you could just be like me and you could have your PS4 in the background and then later you could make a TikTok about it and get 600,000 views. And I'm like, oh my god, nobody in the world would ever say that.
Profit, huh?
Y'all know those videos that I don't know if he still posts them like on his Instagram. He used to, but he'll post them I think on his story now of him just like ranting about something.
Dude, I miss the Karl. Like Karl,
Does he not do that anymore?
No, he does, but he used to have the funniest, like, back in, like, 6th, 7th grade, he would have an Instagram account that literally, he would, like, post little skits of, like, Harry Potter and stuff, and they would be so funny,
Shit.
and then me and Jack Dunn were, like, talking about it in study hall in 9th grade, and because of that, he decided to delete those 2 old accounts and then make a new Instagram. Or he would like.
Can I dig up something? Can I dig up something about him? That's not that bad, but it's fucking hilarious. Okay. In that treasure, his Instagram page from back then. I don't even know it's just sometime in middle school. That was a treasure. It really was a treasure. And he had this one video that I don't know how long it was up for, but I think he deleted it like a day after or something. But on Instagram, he posted a video of him, he was singing, and at the end of it, he fucking asked somebody to be his girlfriend.
Are you serious? I could totally picture
Do you guys
him.
not remember that?
Yeah,
I think I do remember that.
I don't
I
remember
forgot
that.
who it was. It was somebody. And he just went on. He just.
That was a long minute ago.
Yeah, it was like a 20-second video, and he was just singing about some random shit. And then at the end of it, he just popped it out and was like, "Hey, whatever your name is, do you want to be my girlfriend?"
The only time.
The best part was. I don't even think he got a response.
Oh, definitely not.
I don't think he did. Like that sounds fucked up, but like, come on.
The only thing I remember Karl singing, I remember like he was talking about like America's Got Talent or something. He's like, you know what I think about the people on America's Got Talent? And they did a little song. He's like, they all really suck and they got no talent. And then JP posted a video on Instagram of him with his like fucking like a nice shirt on singing Karl really sucks and he's got no. It was like the funniest video for like a year, and then JP deleted it. It's off the face of the fucking planet. Nobody, didn't save it or
I think if the
anything.
whole school got together, we could get him on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he
No,
can't.
I think we could like just bash them into doing it. You know?
Karl, like, if you guys don't remember, like, he was like in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. He was like the villain of our middle school. He was like, if there was a villain, it would be Karl. He was like Neville from iCarly.
But wasn't he trying to do that though?
Oh, definitely. He still does
Okay.
that. He still does that.
So I never understood if he
Draco
was just
Malfoy, man.
trying to piss people off. But
Oh, I could totally see that. He'll be like, and like do a little laugh, and then he'll be like,
Yeah.
Now they're all
he
paying
did some
attention to
weird
me.
fucking laugh.
his
Man. Oh, dude, I remember in middle school, like, that's when I started teasing him, because it was just so funny, like, and poking at him.
Do you guys want
I
to?
started that shit in middle school. Oh, wait, what was that?
Do you want
Oh,
to?
yeah.
Here, do you want to pause
do
the
that.
recording quick? All right, we're back.
So, Carl Warner story time. So, back in elementary, it must have been 4th grade, it was the carnival. Remember that stuff? Carnival day at like the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
I
elementary school?
didn't go to that elementary school that you're talking about. I went to a different one. Oh,
And
never mind.
there might be some, listeners from our school, or no, if there's anybody from our school listening, they might remember this if they.
Don't say the name of the school, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
But that's okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
They might remember this if they went to the same school that we did. So, what happened was, there was a like jukebox person, DJ,
like a DJ, yeah.
Jukebox person, a DJ, and they were like under this like gazebo sort of thing, and Karl was hanging out there the entire time, like waiting to do karaoke because getting later. So it finally came around to the option of karaoke being available, and Karl took that chance, and he decided to like start singing this country song. But it would have been fine if he was just singing it, but he was like putting on a show.
Classic.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. Like, I remember, like, standing there in the parking lot, just looking over at him, and he starts, like, getting up on the table, like, he's on his knees, and it's just, like, he's so dramatic, and everybody's just staring at him, and he's just, he's just singing, man. And it's just like, wow, this is really Karl Warner. I remember he did the talent show too. I think he did the same thing.
Oh yes, he did the talent
Down
show.
on his knees?
We've talked about the
Oh no.
We've talked about the Karl talent show story like a billion times on the podcast because everyone has their own like rememberings of it. Like in 5th grade, I wasn't even there for it, but like
I don't remember it that well, but I do remember Sean Whipple's talent show thing. It was
Did he do one?
hilarious. Yeah.
Wait, what did he do?
It was just like some weird Justin Timberlake song. I think it was "Sexy Back." And
no way.
Yeah, and it was just like some weird foot movements, and everybody was just like, "What is this?" And he's just like doing the weird foot movements and just like staring up at everybody with this huge smile on his face, and it was just like
That homie used
You know,
to harass me.
confusing.
surprisingly, I can't see him doing that.
You can?
I can't see him doing that.
Really?
I mean, not really. Like, he was in the talent show?
Yeah, it must have been 4th or 5th grade. I think.
Oh, so wait, was it
4th
at the
grade
middle
we
school?
might- the middle school.
Probably would have been
or the
elementary
next to
school.
middle school.
Oh.
I think it was the elementary school because I think in 4th grade, for some reason, we were allowed to go over there and like have a joint talent show with the other grades in the middle school. I don't know.
I remember
but-
freshman year,
Yeah,
that
tell-
homie would
tell
like
your story.
hunt me down. That homie
Like, wait,
every
what?
single day.
Dude, I remember
he
that.
Literally, like he would search for me just to like. Okay, it wasn't even like it's not even like really story worthy because it's just so simple. But he would just like hunt me down and just spam. He was like, "Hey Jake Paul, can I have a signature, Jake Paul? I like your hair, Jake Paul."
Why did he call you
Bro,
Jake
yeah.
Paul?
What is it?
It's
Bro.
hard to describe how
Yeah.
annoying it was. Like, because, Dan, I was there with you, like, maybe 5 of the times that he did that.
And this isn't Karl, by the way. This is Sean, right?
No.
Yeah,
Wait, can we say his name?
not Carl.
I don't give a shit. You can just call him
Okay.
Sean.
Sean
Sean.
Whipple. Bro. Dan, just keep going with the story.
Bro, I don't even like. He would just follow me. He literally, I would just be like waiting to get picked up for school, and he'd be like, "Hey, yo, Jake Paul," and he just didn't understand like any social cue that I was giving. I was just sitting there vibing, waiting to get picked up by the mama or something, They're talking to the Charlie, and here he was just being like, Jake Paul, give me an autograph. It almost felt like he was genuinely convinced that I was just Jake Paul at our school.
Wait, do you think that's what happened? Do you think he actually thought you were Jake Paul?
There's no way.
And the whole time he was just fucking confused as hell. He just...
He's a schizoid, bro.
I remember one time in like choir, he because he was in my choir class, he said that he was like, you want to see what I made in metals? And he's like, I made a triangle, or he's like, I made a shank, and it was basically just like a metal triangle, and he was like, I'm gonna stab you, and it was like a shank, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I remember I saved him. I remember I saved him from like being bullied in like 6th grade or something, and he just didn't fuck with me after that.
he's like,
You know,
God damn
because,
it,
like,
I
you know
wanted
how
to be
You know
bullied.
how he's like one of those like little fish that like attaches to like sharks.
Yeah, like a
You know how
remora.
he's like that.
Yeah.
He does that with so many people. He just never did that to me because one day in I'm not gonna say that, just in some English class in like 6th grade, he was just getting just blasted for some reason. I don't know what he did. Probably just being Sean Whipple, and he was just getting blasted. And after like fucking, I just like he was a new. I think he was a new kid or something. He probably just didn't go to school, and it was one of his first days there, and I just like pulled him out into the hallway and just like I just told him like just don't listen to him and shit like that, and he's like yeah I got that, and then I just didn't hear anything from him, like anything about him for like until freshman year, until he started doing that shit to Dan, and I didn't even think it was the same kid. I didn't even think it was the same kid because he looks
I
totally.
think he went to.
Because he looked totally different.
Oh,
Like
shit.
I
That's
swear.
okay.
Went to the town over for a while.
Do you think they were just bouncing him back and forth because they just fucking hated him?
Oh no.
Dude,
So mean.
I don't know. He seemed like he was chill in like 6th grade, but then freshman year came around. I don't know. He just reminds me of like a fucking gopher or something.
Go for it, no.
I bet nowadays, like, he'd probably be like really chill. I bet he'd be like, yo. Like, kids like that always become like, I feel like hardcore like
Drug users.
He just
druggies.
doesn't-
Like there was a
yeah.
kid like that. I'm not gonna say his name, but there was a kid in 6th grade that was kind of weird like that, and I always like try to annoy me. And then he moved, and then now like every time he like gets in contact with me, he's like, "Yo, you want to get stoned, bro?" And I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm good."
But that's also like 50% of like all of the people in the school.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, agreed, man.
Yeah. I realized we haven't really introduced any of you guys, but like, Dan, can you explain to me like, what is like the actual like roster of the Nobodies currently?
So yeah, that's honestly like even for me, like having a pretty significant role. Like it's still kind of like blurry, cause I don't know, like things were like taking off again, and then quarantine hit, so it's like, yo, everything we progress in is kind of like it's individual, but like still as a collective. So yeah, it's McCoy. He does like his vlogs and stuff, and he does have like the music side, obviously, but he would like need me for like engineering. I mean, like he's fully capable of it, but
Right.
I think that's not like where his head is because we're not like hanging out and like collaborating and stuff. But
Definitely not.
yeah, so it's like McCoy, me, Charlie, and then Dylan is like kind of like moving in his own direction. And it kind of has been like that for a while, and that's like not anything that's not like not shade or anything. Obviously, it's sick. But yeah, he started making music. I don't know exactly what direction he's taking with it, but seems to be going good so far since he's just started. So yeah, so that's kind of it as of like the members.
And is that like, is that necessarily always music, or is that just like your like group? I forget. Because I remember last time you.
Yeah, just like the collective. I mean, the group. If we're like going group wise, like clique wise, I guess it like expands out to like the whole group. So like Jack and everybody.
Right.
Because like everyone kind of just like does their own thing, and it just kind of helps us progress in different ways.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
is McCoy's? I haven't even talked to him about this, but is he still doing the whole music thing, or is he just going straight in like with the vlogs?
so, like,
Because
Yeah, during quarantine, I have FaceTimed him like a bunch about it. He was working on like this whole album, and he had a track list, and he had beats or whatever. And I started like working on producing with it, but I don't know what exactly happened. I think that's when stuff kind of like spiraled. So, it kind of just got like put under the covers for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'd like to revisit that for sure.
I remember like
oh, sorry.
no, well, because I'm not really like that informed on it because there's just like Dan has like 15 Instagram accounts and I'm following them all, so it's hard to keep track of like, oh, this is his like gaming and this is his music because he does so many like cool things. But like I remember, I think the last time you were on, I think I described Nobodies as like your band, but I feel like it's not really a band because you guys are all just doing like, it's just like a collective group doing cool stuff.
Yeah, so like even with me, like I mentioned it a little bit before we started like the second part of the podcast, but like I want to get in like animations, like freaking voice acting, like literally anything like in the creative aspect, like I just want to pursue it and kind of like go with it. So like film direction, YouTube stuff, gaming, music, just the whole shindig. I started recently like a painting and like photography
Damn.
on Instagram, so that's kind of one of the newer ones. Yeah, just kind of going with it and seeing what other new things develop with all of it. I'm currently working on a classical EP. I got into like piano and like producing with like violins and stuff, so probably gonna start leaking that a little bit. But I'm pretty excited about that. I'm sure it's gonna be kind of hard to promote that considering the discography, but yeah, I don't know. It means something to me, so I like putting it out there, and it's a pretty fun craft to get into.
If you ever need anything to fall back on, Dan, you should like start a business where you just sell your book quotes to people. Like
No, not too bad.
you haven't been keeping up with that though, Dan. I remember you'd always be like on Snapchat. You'd always be like have some like quote or something, and then I'd be like, oh, who said this? And then the bottom would say Daniel Bryles. I'm like, oh wow, he's quoting himself.
Yeah, I would always post like stuff like every other day. I've gotten back into it recently. I was just kind of like, I wasn't like sad or anything. I was just kind of slumped because like everything that was regular just wasn't regular anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then like everything was just a new norm, and like I think everyone was kind of experiencing that for like their own selves.
Mm-hmm.
But I've
Yeah,
been
for
getting
sure.
back into the groove of things, and it's been like great so far, and been posting stuff like that recently. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I plan to keep that the regular again.
Yeah.
Yes, having a schedule is like key. That's something I figured out over the summer. Like having a routine, definitely. Like, how do you expect to do the big things in life if you can't do the small things, you know?
Yeah, and like a lot of it has to do with perception. Perception is like a huge thing to me, and I think this should honestly be taught in schools, is like the way you think and like articulate the world is, I mean, your paradigm is like what forms everything like in your daily regimen, and your paradigm basically is like your subconscious like thoughts and like just how you function. So if you like if your environment is like, oh, you're gonna be like your family's lazy or whatever, then you're gonna like, I mean, you obviously can break out of the shell, but you have to change like that subconscious habit. You have to change that paradigm, and that takes a lot of like that self push, but it's more than capable. And when you do that, like I think when you can fully take control of like your paradigm and your subconscious and like manifest like good things, you could probably do heck whatever you want. And that's just what I've been trying to like focus on recently.
Very interesting, Dan. I like how you're saying all this stuff. Jack, are you still playing Minecraft while he's saying that?
Oh yeah, but I'm paying attention. I have a lot of the, like, me and Dan and Charlie, I've noticed, like, us three especially often, like, go on the same sort of, like, thought tangents of just life in the universe and how things just work. And, like, how you perceive life and how that really just affects you as I don't know, man. I could get really in depth, but it'd take a long time for me to come back up. So I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be confusing too. My mind is an enigma, like what Patrick started.
The inner machinations of Jack's mind are an enigma.
Dude, yeah, they are an enigma, man. You don't want to come here, like, you don't want to know what it's like being me. It's just a constant mental mess.
I don't remember the last time I talked to you, Jack Darcy. Like the last.
I can't remember the last time I talked to you, man.
I know for a fact we talked in like 7th grade. in the
oh my gosh.
when we had the social studies trifecta of teachers together, and then like there'd be we'd have like because you were in the class with like Peyton and Joey when they fought. Were you in that class?
Hey, wait.
Hearing
Peyton
about that,
Johnson?
I think.
Wait,
Yeah.
Python?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Joey who?
R. Yeah.
We can cut that.
Yeah, I'll cut that. Why not?
Wait,
I don't think he'd
hold on.
like that.
Somebody please explain to me in detail what this fight looked like.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't think I was there.
this is what all I recall is that I remember. I think what happened was, Peyton was sitting in class. He was just sitting minding his own business, and then I think Joey was behind him and like put his hood over his head or something. I think Peyton got mad and like dumped water on Joey, and then they just started like fighting, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's..." And then the social studies teacher walked in. It was the one in the middle. It was like the guy with the glasses, not the older one or not the harder class. It was like the middle one. Okay, well I didn't want to say it,
God
but
damn it.
it wasn't any of those guys yet. No. It was it was who Charlie said. But yeah, we were in that class, and all of a sudden he walks in. He's like, "Guys, get down to the principal's office." And I just remember there being girls that were just walking around saying like, "That was so scary." And it was basically like, all I remember. I think it was like one of them. I think it was Peyton. Or no. I don't think Joey ever hit Peyton, but I think he definitely started it. But I think Joey was like just like crouched while Peyton was like slapping his back and stuff, like just like attacking him. It definitely wasn't as intense as some other fights. I think. Wait, Jack, weren't you in a fight? I think I remember that.
Alright, so what happened was a couple weeks prior to the incident, me and McCoy, we asked this kid, D, he was the puncher, we asked him if his beats were real, and we asked him that 1, 2, 3 days in a row. And it was like funnier and funnier each day, and even his friends at the table were laughing, but like D was getting pissed.
Wait, did you ask
for the
D
fourth-
or did you ask his brother?
We asked D.
I thought he
Yeah.
didn't even go to the school anymore.
Well, he doesn't.
It
he
was
didn't after.
it was a senior. Wasn't it a senior year?
It was a junior year.
Really?
Junior year.
Yeah. So what happened was, we asked him those questions, and he was getting mad. And on the 4th day, he was like, "Nah." So skip maybe a week ahead. No, a week or two ahead to where the actual fight happened. So I was just sitting at the lunch table, and I took a picture of Brad, because, you know, Brad was being Brad. Gotta love Brad. And
Classic Brad.
D's brother, Enzo, he said, yeah, classic Brad. He fucking said that I took a picture of D, and that was bullshit. So that set D off, and when we were getting up to leave from lunch, D said to me, he yelled at me, "Don't take a picture of me again or I'll kick your ass," or something. And then McCoy said, "What?" And then D just walked up to McCoy and just punched him, and then McCoy went down, and I was like, "Man, what the fuck?" And it was like fight or flight, and I fought, and that was that. And, you know, something, I think the main takeaway from that fight was, though, it was that it definitely solidified me and McCoy's friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that hadn't happened, like, I don't know how close I would have been with him. But that was definitely, like, yeah, we in it for a long time, you know?
I haven't.
That is true.
Yeah, that was. That's like the last time I remember, like you like being in like my, cause like I remember, cause I actually watched that happen. I didn't have lunch, but like Chris.
Yeah.
Or.
Love Chris.
Oh, okay, yeah. You yeah. I figured you'd know Chris. He basically one day he fucked up his leg. And he'd always have to have someone bring his stuff down to lunch.
Oh yeah.
And then, but he never would let me do it. Like he would always have some other person do it. And the one day that he finally let me take him down to lunch was the day that fucking attack on you guys happened. And I was just like,
so you saw it?
Yeah. So I watched it happen. It was the one day I'm like, bro, Chris, you're a legend. I watched that happen. And then I found out who happened. I'm like, oh wait, Jack Darcy? What? What the fuck did he do? And then I hadn't even heard of McCoy at the time because he was from another school. So I'm like, oh, who the heck? And yeah, that was just.
No, you know what's the funny part? Bro, I was at the table. So Jack, you were just talking about the build up weeks before all this shit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To lead up to it, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of that. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or something, but the moment that I even knew what was going on was literally when he just socked McCoy in the face. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I remember I was walking back to to dump my tray or something, and I just heard all this fucking commotion. I just looked back, and that shit was going on. That shit was weird.
Yeah, I got suspended for that. That was stupid.
That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, the policies they have is so whack.
Yeah, they got me
So
suspended, and I
stupid.
got charged with a misdemeanor, and I had to oh man, this is the stupidest part. The worst part about all of this is that I had to wash trucks the day or a couple of days after we did the first Rambo run ever, and my arms, dude, before 9th grade, after I really started to put my body to use, dude, I was a fat sack of garbage. Everybody can admit that. In middle school, nobody was it. Nobody. So
I didn't know you were in middle school.
Man, I didn't know you were in middle school.
For real.
I knew Jack. I remember we were always working on beats and stuff in the tech rooms.
Oh yeah, that shit was so
good old
fun.
audio tool. Charlie Ron.
Yeah, that was so fun. Oh,
You did
I miss
what?
that. We just make
We
beats in tech.
Yeah.
Wait, so you to make fucking. So you to wash a truck? What was that?
Oh yeah. I had
For
to
community
wash
service.
trucks as either it was go to court with this misdemeanor and fight it, which was stupid. It was just gonna cost money and whatever. Or
That
That doesn't even make any sense.
I know.
no, that's the thing. It didn't make any sense.
It made no sense.
The people that the principals and whatnot, they didn't even know what happened. They didn't even know what happened. They all they knew is, or they just saw Jack rush at him. That was it. That isn't that right, Jack? They didn't even really question you about it that much.
No, they really didn't. They just kind of this is kind of why I really don't like the office people down there. It's because 9th grade I just had bad experiences with them. They just made me feel like a criminal, and I stood up for my friend. I did what I thought was right, and I just got shit on basically.
That's right. You didn't really do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Wait, so did
Shit on.
McCoy get in trouble too, or?
They
No.
were trying to get him in trouble. They were.
Yeah, I could
They-
totally.
Oh
It's
yeah.
because that's the fucking office. They just don't. They don't take the time to
'cause
care about
Policy is so dumb. It's
It-
even if you're self-defending yourself, what do you expect? You're gonna get a misdemeanor for punching back. No, it's so dumb.
And-
I'm just gonna
I think
stand
most-
there.
Imagine if.
Most of the attention was on him because I think he was on coke. I can't remember if he was or not. What-
he
dude,
was
Jack, do you
high on
remember that?
Something.
I think it was
I
coke.
think
Who
it
D
was,
was on
yeah.
coke?
Pretty
So
sure.
he got in way more trouble just because of that.
Do-
Yeah, and he was he got sent to treatment. It was all this crazy.
Do you
shit.
think if someone had a gun and they brought it to school and was pointing at someone and the kid everybody like jumped on him and like beat him up and like took the gun away. Do you think that those kids would have to do that? No. They would be like, oh, they're heroes, but you're just like that guy was literally attacking McCoy for any.
It wasn't even a fight.
Mad about it just because of how stupid it turned out.
Yeah, it wasn't even a fight. It like nothing happened.
No.
Like there was just like just a little bit of shit that led up to it.
It's just
but
like
he
a
just
little
he just
shitty, bro.
walked. Like I was sitting at the table. That's how low key it was. I was sitting at the table and I didn't even know what happened until he just went up and just socked him in the face.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like-
fast.
Wait, Jack,
Like,
is
it wasn't slow.
is your
It was
phone
very
still
fast.
recording, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank God.
Yes, wouldn't want to have this go to waste.
Yeah,
This is some
It just
in-depth
went-
material.
exactly.
Just went
I
for
wouldn't
like
want to
2
have you
minutes.
go through another like emotional like storytelling again, where you're just
Oh,
like.
it's not emotional at all. Don't.
Well,
worry
I know.
about
It's just like a bad, like whenever I get pissed about something, and I bring it up
I'm
again.
not even mad about it anymore. It's just kind of like I just kind of accept the fact that the high school is stupid. I just don't like the high school.
Yeah, I also am. I agree with you on that.
I could. I'm not even gonna start.
Yeah. We better not start. Otherwise, we'd be the rest of the podcast would be us like being
We'd
like.
be sued for slander, bro.
Well, I wouldn't say
I'd be
slander,
down to
but
do an entire podcast just shitting on the school.
Entire
Canceled
podcast
by the
shitting on
school.
the
Canceled
problem
by
is
the
I still
school,
go to
bro.
this. We still go to the school, so we can't really shit on the school.
Dude, we're seniors. What does it matter?
I don't know.
But
Maybe after we graduate, but
Okay, yeah.
That's-
after
so what is graduation even gonna be?
I don't know.
man.
Just a drive-by. Just like,
Oh,
hey,
that's so
what's up?
stupid.
No,
Dude,
that's what it was for last year's
That's
class.
so sad,
I feel like what
bro.
they should do is if we get a graduation, they should have like let the people from last year come back if they want to like do it right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
cool.
That'd be nice.
Because I feel like people wouldn't want like a lot of people wouldn't do it, so it wouldn't be like too much of a pain in the ass. But it's also
Yeah.
like because if like prom, for example, like if you wanted to go back to prom, I feel like so many people wouldn't do that just because it's like, well, I'm in college, I don't want to go back to my high school to do prom. But it'd be
Yeah.
nice to have the option to.
Definitely.
I mean, they won't do that
That is
because
true.
it's our school, but
Yeah. Oh man.
and I wouldn't
So
care.
much, potential.
I'm a senior. I wouldn't care if the people from last year got to come back and do prom. It's not like
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
I'm still a senior going to prom. It's not like I'm getting anything taken away. It's just that they're getting the ability to do something that they couldn't.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's definitely like two different like sides to that. Like you could say like, oh yeah, doing that would be cringy as like a college freshman.
Mm-hmm.
But like the thing is like, wouldn't you like if you really were looking forward to prom for like all 4 years of high school and like senior year you're finally gonna go and then boom, COVID. Like that's gotta burn, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm gonna be real. Faith Forstead, that's gotta hurt, bro. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that would suck. I feel like
For her,
100%
especially.
understand. Like she was, it's that's almost funny. It's funny. That's who I was thinking of when you were saying that. Like she's probably like devastated,
Probably heartbroken, bro.
or she was. She probably doesn't care too much anymore because it's like been a year.
No, probably not. She'll probably still
But
cry about
I
it
feel-
if you brought it up.
Well, okay,
That's all that she thinks about.
but no, I
No,
understand that
it's
feeling.
it's just repeating in her fucking mind.
Aw.
One thing that
I think I know who that is, but I'm not exactly sure.
something similar happened to me like that, Jack, in when I was in elementary school. Basically,
Oh, yeah?
at the end of every year we'd have field day, and then at the
Ooh.
very last event would be the teachers versus the 5th grade class in an egg on a spoon race, and it'd be the most intense thing like every year, like, oh, my grade's gonna be able to do the egg on the spoon race. And the year that I got to 5th grade, they added a 6th grade to that school, and then the 6th grade got to do it.
Oh, man.
So that 6th grade got to do the egg on a spoon race twice in a row, and I didn't get to do it at all. And it's the logic is like, oh, I could have stayed for 6th grade, but there was only 3 people in the entire 6th grade, and it's like, what the fuck is the point? Because I went to a private
I
school.
think our grade, like, no matter even like what elementary school you came up from, I feel like our grade in general has just gotten like pooched the most.
Dude,
Even
it
starting
has.
from, like elementary school, like all the way to the beginning. Like we leave the elementary school, they completely get redone. The freaking classrooms are all different and like innovated. Freaking middle school, like the same thing.
Well,
Oh,
here's the thing,
and then,
Dan.
like, Corona time.
I would not want to go to the middle school, because if you go to the middle school, then because right now there's, like, I guess before COVID though, like last year my sister was in the middle school, and they fucked up the rules of that. Like, you couldn't have your phone on your person; you had to have it in your locker.
Oh, yeah, in the locker.
And
yeah.
then you know how like the fun, like you'd have a lot of fun time like chilling with your friends before school started, or like between classes you'd like walk around. They took before school starts. You can't even walk around the halls. Everyone has to sit in the auditorium or the cafeteria. It's so stupid.
That is cheap.
Wait, at the middle school?
At the middle school.
That was like the best part of going to that school, was like
Exactly.
walking around in the morning or like after, or yeah.
I will say though, one rule in the middle school that was the dumbest and made no sense is that you couldn't bring your backpack to class. It literally made no sense. Like, I understand for like, I don't know. There would be like maybe some.
I think it was kind of funny seeing the kids that would just carry literally everything that they have.
Well, yeah, that's the ideal.
yeah.
I would literally not.
Do you remember those kids?
No, I would be one of those
Yeah.
kids. I had like all of my binders and folders in my pencil pouch, and I'd have like holding like a bunch of papers in my hand. It's like, you look like a fucking idiot walking from class to class.
You have to like stop at your locker like every other freaking minute.
Yeah, or like fourth hour gets over, I'm in science class and I gotta go run down to lunch to save my spot, but I'm carrying all my binders and stuff. So I'm like sprinting down the hallway carrying a giant binder full of shit, and it's
The
like,
amount of times I've seen kids like sprawl out forward like across the hallway, like tripping, like running to lunch or something.
Oh shit!
oh my god.
Just, like,
Everyone is carrying their
papers
stuff.
everywhere?
Papers everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then people would be, like, stepping on them, and then they'd be like have a big footprint on them and stuff. That happens so much. I remember one time I was running down to lunch, and from class, oh fuck, god damn it. For my math class, I would they had this thing called tetranimals or something. I don't remember. No, it wasn't tetranimals. It was like these fucking like tangram thing, basically. Do you remember tangrams and like
Oh yeah.
like these like square, it'd be like these like shapes, and you had to like make
Yeah.
a certain shape with them, and that was like a homework assignment for some reason, and I had a baggie full of those. It'd be like plastic things, and it opened and they all went down like the stairs, and they were like, and I was like, damn it, and I knew I was gonna be late to lunch and I wouldn't get a spot, and right as I picked them all up, a teacher grabbed my hood and said, "We do not use that kind of language in the hallways at this school. What is your name?" And I said, "Lukas Hansen." I got called onto the office, and then the principal didn't really care, but it was like, really, bro? If I had my
shit,
backpack,
bro.
that would have
You
never
Damn,
happened.
wait.
understand.
Oh man.
Dan, were you in my gym class when I got like absolutely bitched out? I can't say
I
his
think
name.
I faintly remember it. Yeah.
Do you remember
It was
Hunter?
so random. Yeah.
Do you remember
it
that kid?
was
Remember that
so-
kid Hunter?
Yeah.
Dog, we were walking back. I think we were running on the track or something. We were running back. It was me, this kid Hunter. Dan, I think you were there.
Yeah.
I think you were. We were walking back. We were about to get inside, like open the door, and I remember I was just talking about something, and I just said
Homie,
I just said fuck.
ripped your head off.
Yeah, I just said fuck, and then he's like, the gym teacher, just just fucking like. Well, at that point he wasn't that mad. He was like don't use that language.
Yeah.
Not here. You're an 8th grader. You gotta set a good example. And I'm like, okay. And we keep walking, and we get into like the stairwell, I think. And I don't even remember saying it. I kept going with the conversation, and it must have just slipped out again or something. And oh my god, this dude, he was
so
the chillest
ridiculous.
guy. He was the chillest guy. We would talk about, cause my brother, he played basketball, and like we talk about basketball and the team and stuff like that. He was just a chill ass dude. He loved my brother, and fucking, and then. He just this dude just goes nuclear on me in the hallway just for that, and I thought it was over. I go back into the locker room, I get my shit, and I'm all dressed
Rolls
and
up
whatnot.
again.
Yeah, then he rolls up again with the other gym teacher.
Oh my god.
And it was just
You're getting double
it was just me
teamed.
and Hunter. Me and Hunter just like pinned against a wall. They're literally just pinning us against the wall, just screaming at us.
It was
And
nuts.
the worst part is there was nobody else there. Like it was just me. It was just me, Hunter, Dan. If you were there, I can't.
Yeah, I
and-
remember. I was chilling out in the
and then
hallway.
the teacher.
I was like, ooh.
So there were no other like kids around, like younger kids.
It was at like the end of the
And-
class.
Yeah, and he's just screaming at us, and we're just like, fucking all right, man. Like,
Chill.
Why do they?
Just okay.
What? Like seriously, why do they care that much?
no, that's the problem.
It's
Like,
like
I
they
would have
act like they
understood.
don't
I would have
do that
understood.
too.
I would have understood if I was just like, talking about some wild shit in front of like some fifth grader.
Yeah.
I would have understood, but there was nobody there. We're just walking on like right by the school.
Well-
There's nobody around us. We're just talking.
Also, if he was like,
And-
did he didn't like yell at you and then you said it again, or did he?
Oh no.
You just said it and then he started yelling at you.
Oh no! I did say it twice. I did say it twice.
Oh.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. I understood why he would be mad about that, but I told him it was an honest mistake. I was like, man, it's just like it just slipped out. Like I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to disrespect,
The other teacher.
all of that. And like it was just an honest mistake. I won't do it again. And he just fucking ripped me. Oh my! Like
Yeah, they would get like.
after that, I had no respect for them at all. Like they
Oh, I got a
they
fucking
got no-
story about that.
they got no self-worth. They scream at kids and just like think it makes them important.
Jack, are you still recording, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah. So Okay. Yeah. I'll start the story and then we'll pause and then we'll continue it. But yeah, and then we can be done soon because we're at like almost an hour. But basically, what happened was I think I know what teachers you're talking about. One of them is kind of like the main gym teacher, who's
He's a big
big dude, had a high kind of voice, and the other one is kind of like he had a brown beard.
The other one kind of looked like a smaller version
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the guy that we're talking
Was his
about. And he was chill
Yeah.
too, like really chill dude.
Well,
but he just
so I never had this other dude. His last name started with an H. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you know who I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're playing. We're about to play Big Bass. Here, I'll set up the story and then we can pause. So we're about to play Big Bass because it was raining outside, and you usually how Big Bass works is you pick a partner, and then he'll be like, you go on this side, you go on this side, and like, because you want to be on a team guaranteed with your partner, and so I was going to be on a team with Jay Fee, right? Okay, so I was at the we were in so we were in line, right, for the fucking game. Big Bass. And I was with JFE, and then this kid behind us who's in 5th grade, I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it because it's not really relevant to the story, but he like wanted to be with JFE. He's like, I'm going to be with JFE. I'm like, dude, no, fuck off. And JFE was like, nah, fuck off. He's like, JFE, we're partners or whatever. And he was like standing by him. I'm like, oh my God, dude, go away. We got to the mission. He'd be like, okay, Lukas, go over there. JFE and this kid go over there. I'm like, no, I'm with JFE. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, what? No, I was with JFE. And they were like, oh my God, it's not that big of a... I'm like, oh my God. And so I walk over. I'm like across the gym. I'm just like talking to someone else. I'm like, does he know that I'm just going to like walk to the other team? Like as a joke, because I'm not going to really do that. But all of a sudden, like, and it was like across the gym. And all of a sudden...
I think I was in that class.
You must have been. And all of a sudden I just
Oh my God.
go, oh fuck. I just hear the other gym teacher, not the main one, but like the smaller gym teacher. I just hear him go like, Hanson, was that you? What did you just say? And I'm like, huh? And this was like 3 minutes after I had said that, by the way. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
He was just hunting.
And I'm like, he's like, get over here. I'm like, what? What did I do? And he's like, you know what you said. I'm like, no, what did I say? He's like, you think you can say that stuff about me? Like, and that I'm not going to hear? And he's like laughing. He's like, yeah, no, you can't get away with that. I'm like, I seriously don't know what you're talking about. And then the big gym teacher that was actually my teacher, keep in mind, I had never had this small teacher before, but the big teacher I had had for 2 years.
Yes, I'm very busy. What the fuck?
God damn it. Is she? Are you okay with your mom there, Jack? Or
Yeah, I'm fine.
okay. Yeah. So then the big gym teacher, he's like, who said something, Hanson? Are you okay, Charlie?
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, it's okay. The big gym teacher comes, he's like, who said that, Hanson? And then the small one was like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, Hanson's a troublemaker. I'm like, what the fuck have I ever done in this class? I have never gotten in trouble.
It was ridiculous.
And then I'm like, everybody was like laughing at me. I'm like, they're like, what did you do? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I have no idea. So, the big gym teacher was like, okay, sit out. And I'm like, are you serious? So I went and sat in the corner, basically, time out, and fucking everybody was like, when like they would switch teams, like who was in the outfield, who's in the infield, people would be like, what did you do? I'm like, I seriously have no clue what I did. I think he's insane. And to this day, I have no idea. And so then the big gym teacher, who was my teacher, came up to me and was like, he's like, hey, what did you say about him? I'm like, I have no idea. I literally didn't say anything. And I was thinking to myself, unless he heard that one thing that I said I was going to switch teams, but that isn't something to get mad about. So then he has me go apologize to him, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry for, and I froze because I literally didn't know what I did wrong. And I was like, I'm sorry for bad-mouthing you. And he's like, oh, it's okay, Lucas, you can go back in or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then
That's so weird.
I told my parents that story. They thought it was so funny. They were like, oh, what a clown.
That is the strangest shit.
Speaking of that teacher, do you think he just like gets bored? Do you think that's what he does? Like he just gets bored and he just makes up shit?
Yeah, he's like, I want to start a confrontation right now. Everything's boring. We're inside in the rain.
Start a confrontation.
I actually had another confrontation with him, but that was like in 6th grade. I was in golf club, and which is kind of weird, but that's just like who I was friends with at the time, like John Braun. Like he was in it, and I'm like Wick was in it, so I joined. And
Mr. Braun.
yeah. So I was in that, and the first day, I don't remember the one. It was those two guys again, fucking thing 1 and thing 2 over here. We were like explaining some like rules about golf, and I was literally like, it was in 6th grade, so I was like trying to be funny, and the first gym teacher was like, oh, something about, they're talking about balls. And I just go, like, I didn't think it was funny, but I just wanted to make the noise because I thought it would be funny. And then the second teacher like looks at me like, he's like, what? What's so funny? And then Jake Wick goes, he's laughing because he said balls. And I'm like, you snitch. and then the other gym teacher goes, the one who yelled at me for no reason, he was like, golf balls. And I'm like, oh my god, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just snickered, bro.
He just starts beating you with a fucking golf club.
Yeah, exactly.
Those gym teachers made the biggest deal out of any little thing.
Exactly. They like to start conflict.
They really did. They were just put on the
Wait. Do you remember
What else
the
would you
kids?
do?
Hold on. Do you remember the kids during the mile run that like would not take it seriously? Do you remember what they did? Do you remember what the gym teachers did to those kids?
What did they do?
Dog, they were so fucking mean. They would they would just insult them like every time they came around.
Oh,
Like, you know, they would just fucking insult them and you know, tell them to keep like just run faster or something. And like these you can tell that these kids like they're not the type that can do that. Like they can't jog around the full thing, you know, 8 times or whatever. And I was just thinking to myself the whole time, like, you couldn't do that.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't do that yourself. Why are you clowning on some kid that doesn't want to do it?
There was one of my friends was doing the mile run. It was a female friend. That I don't want to say her name because she probably wouldn't. It's not like that embarrassing, but It was she was doing the mile run in like 5th or 6th grade. I remember 7th grade, and she had the gym teacher as a fucking the teacher, and he was like, come on, and she's like, I can't, and she wasn't like in bad shape or anything. She was like, I literally can't, like I don't know why, I'm just tired or something, and she was like panting and like, and then he's like, come on, you gotta do it, and so he was like yelling at her for doing it, and then she literally passed out and woke up in the hospital, and now she has like a centimeter-sized hole in her heart because of that teacher. It's like, Jesus
Bro,
Christ.
I should be laughing, but I'm just imagining that teacher's face.
He's,
like,
dude. He's like, you fucking lazy, come on. Oh, shit.
he just. Oh
Honestly,
my god.
Like those were some golden days, but honestly, they were like PTSD inflicting,
Wait.
like the swimming unit and stuff.
God.
Dog.
Dude, why did we even have to do that? That's so weird.
I remember the girl that almost drowned when we were doing the swimming unit. Like, she was telling the gym teacher, like, I can't do it, and she was trying to grab onto like the side, and he was like pushing her back in, and like saying like you can do it, and she literally just like went under.
Oh my
And-
God.
And the swimming instructor had to dive down and get her. Like, oh my god, that shit was so.
Dude, I
messed
remember
up.
Fira saved someone from drowning.
Get the fuck out of here, Fira.
Yeah. Someone was like, they was like struggling in the water, and Fira like grabbed him and helped him out. And I think they gave him like a Papa Murphy's gift card. I'm not even joking. They gave him like a
that
free
is
pizza from
hilarious.
Papa Murphy's for saving someone's
Fucking
life.
hilarious. Fear of all people would get.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
ask him about that. I'm gonna ask him about
Unless-
that, bro.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think it was this kid named Abdul who was like struggling in the water.
It was Abdul.
I think Abdul was struggling, and then Fira saved him. I think that was happening.
That makes it so much funnier.
That's so much better.
The
Oh,
fact that it's Abdul.
It's just like, yeah, it was
So
just like, and it
much.
was just like first week at the school too, and they had him do swimming
God.
immediately.
what,
Yeah,
bro? He's from Somalia, right?
I have no idea.
Abdul?
Yeah, Abdul, isn't he from Somalia?
I think his family is. I don't know if he is though.
Well, yeah, but like, oh my god, he told me. I don't think he was talking about that. But Abdul, he told me a different story about him like swimming for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to swim for the fucking first time. It was like the same situation. Like, he just went under. Like, he just dropped, and somebody had to get up and save him. So I don't know if
Maybe that
the-
was that. Yeah.
That might have been the fucking.
Could you imagine like
story.
he's never swam before in his entire life, and the first day of his like new school he has to go to, there's like it's the
Oh.
swimming unit. He probably was like, oh fuck.
Dude, he must have been having like a panic attack.
Dude, that swimming unit is
That's-
so weird. Like, why do we? That's so weird that you'd have middle schoolers do that. I understand maybe high school.
I was like okay at swimming. I was okay
Yeah.
at swimming, and I still hated that unit.
Yeah.
Like
People that are
'cause
like
they just-
self-conscious about themselves in middle school, like the fucking number one year of being self-conscious. It's like 7th and 8th grade in middle school, and then they have them go in a fucking swimsuit in the middle of gym class.
the reason I hated it is because I was so like confident. Like the first time we did it, like in 5th grade, like I was so confident. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. I don't know why everybody's complaining about it. And when we did it for the first, like they made us jump in the shallow end and swim, down to the deep end or whatever. And I just remember I was going, and I'm like, all right, this is fine. I'm doing all right. And the swimming instructor or whatever is just screaming at me like to like not whatever it was, like stick your head out to the side to like breathe, don't just like put your head down for like a long time or whatever. And they were just like they were just yelling at me like so much, and they it just completely ruined like all my confidence in swimming. I hated it after that.
That exact same thing happened to me. Like, identical story. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, this is gonna be easy. Why is everyone complaining? And then I swam across, and like they have you do this specific thing where you have to like put your face in the water, and then when you take a breath, you look to the side. But if you don't do that
So
exact
bad.
thing, they make you go in the shallow end. And like everyone was in the actual end except people who were like lazy or like didn't want to do it or like purposely were in the shallow end, or people that like couldn't
did they
swim.
put you in the
They put me in the
shallow
shallow
end?
end,
Pressure you
and I'm like,
Dog, they put me in the shallow end too.
I was literally like, can I please go in the deep end? I know how to swim. I just
Yeah.
didn't know. And so then they had me retest, like for the second, like, because they had like 2 days of gym, but they would be like different people in each day. And so I did it again, and they had me do it again because you're gonna think I'm joking, because Fira was like grabbing my head and like stopping me from swimming. He was like, he was like holding me down as a joke. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get to the deep end, bro.
That's
Oh my
fucking
God.
funny.
I knew Fira in middle school for like a long time, but like I was never like really good friends with him. These fucking stories just make me wish, or just makes me fucking wish that I talked to him more in middle school.
Yeah.
Dude, middle school
Oh.
Fury was hilarious.
He was so fucking funny.
I've got like a special
Still
like
is hilarious.
throwback story with Fira.
Yeah, he still is.
Me and him, like, we go back like so far because we had like
Yeah.
first grade together, and we were like best buddies. Like, and then that homie like randomly moved. Like, we every single day we were like recess buddies. We'd do stuff, freaking whatever it was. Homie was next to me, and then he just like randomly like moved. I was like, where the homie at? And then he came back or whatever, and like it was just so wild. I was like, yo, what the frick? That's you?
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
You like looked completely different.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking. Oh, back to what we were saying. But we were saying this like a long time ago. It's how we got sucking into like gym class. Was like we're talking about like how our grade has specifically gotten fucked. Like, could you imagine being the grade, not the grade before us, but the year before that, where like they had nothing like canceled because of COVID or anything, and then they had like 9 snow days,
Oh man.
and there was like no repercussions. But then the summer was shorter or something for us because of that. But then, and also like, oh dude, that would be, and that was like before like Zoom was a thing. Like the grades after us are completely fucked because there's not gonna ever be a snow day ever again where they don't just have like a Zoom lesson or like Schoology. And it's kind of sad to think
Oh.
about.
That's horrible.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Just never be able to like wake up looking
That's
at the
so
like
fucked.
page and be like, hey, we have a snow day or something.
Yeah.
It's so cold in Minnesota. We have a snow day.
I mean, the one thing is that not everyone can like have proper internet to do that. And like right now they have it set up so specifically like they can provide for people that don't have good internet, they can provide like hotspots and like Chromebooks and stuff. So they might not have that, but I mean if they do, then that sucks for like
Hold
the
up.
future children.
Do y'all remember that one day? I think it was like last year, our junior year. But do you remember that one day where everybody thought that it was going to be a snow day?
Yes,
Like,
that was sophomore year.
Sophomore year. So some people didn't even go. Or
Yeah.
I think it was
No.
junior year though, because I remember people in our grade were like driving like a lot. Like most of the people were driving, and the roads were super icy, and the superintendent or whatever, I don't know if it was him, he was the one that made the judgment call to send the kids to school, and like 4 kids got in car accidents.
No, I remember that. No, that was last year. There's 2 stories. Last year, like, I sort of got 1/3 of people I talked to had gotten to some sort of like my physics teacher crashed into a fucking curb, and my friend crashed into a fucking bus, and stuff like that happened.
I got stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, keep going.
But it was like the first snow of the year, and we just got completely fucked. And I'm like, how did they not cancel school? But then
That was
the other time was there was a day that there was supposed to be like a 98% chance that there was supposed to be a snow day, and so everybody was anticipating. And the next day, there wasn't a snow day, but Ethan, he put like a Photoshop
yeah.
picture, or he like did
man.
Google inspect elements or whatever to like edit it so it looked like there was a snow day, and like a bunch of kids didn't show up, and then they got blamed because he put it on his story or something that there was a snow day, and it's like they suspended him. It's like, are you seriously suspending him because people like fell for a prank? Like, I understand, like, I guess people didn't go to school because of him, but it's like, if you're stupid enough to not hear, like, they send an email to
Yeah,
parents,
like
nobody
emails,
saw that,
calls,
they don't check it themselves, it's
website.
only one person putting on their story, and they all believe it. Like, usually when school's canceled, every motherfucker on the planet is posting on their story.
But that's the thing. If you just don't go to school because you see just one kid on Snapchat posted, you probably shouldn't be at the school anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's on you, bro.
You don't give a shit. Like, you don't.
Yeah, I was one of the kids that didn't show when I saw that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't show.
Wow.
Well, Jack,
Man,
you barely
fuck
came
that.
to school.
Yeah, dude, I don't fuck.
Was that because of the thing, or because you're just like, man, this will
I
be a
can't
good
waste my
excuse not
time
to
in school
go?
no more, dog. I don't find any use in it.
How many absences did you have? Because I remember at the lunch table, I remember Jenna was talking about. She was like I think one day she said, like, I don't think he's been to school for an entire week ever, like that whole year. Like, I don't think he showed up every single day of the
No,
week.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then we started counting, like, or we started keeping track, and you for the rest of the time that you were there, you didn't show up to school, like, the fucking 5 days. You would only come like 2 or 3 days out of the week. So how many absences did you have?
Dude, I don't
Like, you know?
Over like 15 at least.
Way more than that.
It doesn't even seem like that much to me. That's the thing.
And I think it was like probably like 40 or something.
I don't really think school is for me. I'm more into like art. I don't
Yeah,
like
I
school.
Like, this isn't a shot at like the high school itself. I think just in general, like the way curriculum and everything is set up, just from like history and like what people have always known, I think it just like needs to be modernized, and it's just not. It's just based on memorization, and that's not really, even for like the smarty pants that like actually cares about like, oh this and this and like this college and my future with schooling, like even I understand, like I care about like what's next and like that post-secondary curriculum, but like if it was more of like a maybe like college format, I think progression
Yeah.
of a lot of people, like it would make people engage more, because it's people are focusing on things that they enjoy rather than being force-fed and have to memorize like all these various things.
The only thing that I do agree with, though, like when it comes to the way that school is, I think it's a really good way to teach discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's the best way, you know, to like teach you a bunch of shit that, like, you know, like once you get to like freshman year, that's when you start to know, like, okay, you know, all this shit that they're teaching, it's not really gonna help us, you know, and like once you figure that out, it just like you really just stop caring. You're just like, okay, this shit is just stupid.
It also-
But then when your grade starts to go down a shit ton, that's when you have to like snap out and be like, okay, even though this shit is kind of stupid, I do have to do this, you know.
Yeah,
and I think
I'm
that's
kind of doing that game where it's like, oh, they're down, time to bring them back up or whatever, because like it's still like something you have to do.
yeah, but you know, and there probably isn't a good system to do
Yeah.
like grades or whatnot, but I don't know.
Or like it's also good because it like teaches you how to take a class, which is useful for college.
Yeah.
And it teaches you how to be in like a social setting. Like if you were like homeschooled, could you imagine how like hard it would be to like have like
Yeah.
keep up with
I'm not
social
saying,
conversations?
Like, abolish the classes. I'm just saying like some sort of like way to innovate it would make it
Fucking
a lot
switch
more
'em up.
stimulating.
Yeah.
Switching them up would be very nice.
Mhm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've thought about it a lot. I think the curriculum, like, these subjects are good, but I think the way that teachers here in America go about them just isn't the best way. Like, for instance, history. I don't think, like, this pisses me off. Why is there such an emphasis on slavery compared to, like, Malcolm X and the Black Panthers, etc.? Like, why is there such a big emphasis on that compared
Yeah,
to
like,
what there
why
should
do they-
be a big
yeah.
emphasis on?
Like, why do they talk about slavery when they should be talking about, like, you know, the important leaders that, you know, drove
Yeah.
that kind of thing away.
Yeah.
MJK and more,
Yeah.
or MK.
MLK.
King G. MLK.
Yeah, like I'm
MLK.
like everybody knows fucking Robert E. Lee, but that guy was a fucking
Yeah,
douchebag.
That guy was a. Jeez. Yeah, everybody knows of him.
But do you
But,
know?
like,
Remember who was
not
leading
as
the
many
Allies
know-
side or the fucking Union? What's the fucking Union, right? Top.
Grant?
Yeah, it's like
Ulysses
Sherman or
Grant.
something?
yeah, Ulysses S. Grant, but people remember fucking Robert. I bet more people would know Robert E. Lee than if you were to say who
Definitely.
led the fucking Union during the Civil War. and it's like,
Or, yeah, do you know, y'all
or
know
like
about
Malcolm X and stuff.
that whole like thing that's going on where people are saying or trying to say that like the Confederacy wasn't about slavery.
Yeah,
It
that's
was all
fucking
about
dumb.
slavery.
When
That's
everybody's
what it
like,
The
was
whole
about.
thing.
No, when people-
the whole war itself was basically about slavery.
yeah,
That's all it
and
was
people are
about,
like,
really.
they're about states' rights, and then the always response is like, states' rights
Dude.
to what? To own slaves.
Exactly.
It's just like they're just
It's just an
contrasting
ex-
themselves, like contradicting themselves. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they would be the people that wouldn't want to like raise that kind of thing because, I mean, and like especially where we are geographically, like yeah, I understand like you have like what you think your culture is, but like if you're just not from that and that's not your roots, like I don't
like-
know, it's just so silly, like the whole thing.
There- There are other ways to commemorate
Yeah.
being from the South than
versus something
than
that's just like that symbol.
yeah, putting
Yeah.
putting up a flag of people that wanted slavery. Like
Yeah.
because like how can you argue with that? Because they're if they would have won, if the Confederacy would have won, there would still be slaves today.
Yeah, that's like
And that's-
an Aryan person being like, "Oh, but I just want to like be a part of like my roots and my culture."
Yeah, that's
And walking
fucking
around with,
dumb.
Like a swastika.
Swastika.
Literally,
Yeah.
bro.
When people have
Literally.
I don't understand like when rednecks are like, oh yeah, the Confederate flag is like, and then like you'll go to like the county fair and there'll be like shirts that have the Confederate flag on them, and it's like, or they'll be like, it's like, how can you even have that? That should not even be like a lot. Like I think Mississippi is just now changing their state flag because it used to have the
Yeah.
Confederate flag in it. It's like, how is this just now becoming a thing?
I think it's just an excuse. Like it's just an excuse to fucking be racist.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's just an excuse to feel
I
higher
think
than somebody
a
else.
lot of it.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
just
like a lot of it's
supremacy.
indirect though. Like it comes down to mainly like ignorance and like
Oh, yeah,
not
for
knowing like the
sure.
meaning behind things and like
Yeah. No, I don't think it's deliberate. Like I don't think a redneck will wake up one day and just think, yeah, I want to go, be a horrible person. It's just the way that they were brought up and the fact that they just like most of them just don't want to listen.
They probably haven't seen it really any other way, probably because of their environment. I mean, we really truly are products of our environment.
That's true.
I've thought about this, because we're really products of our environment. When we really take control on every aspect of our environment, like, what could we do with ourselves? Like, really?
Yeah,
We
that's
have
what I was
complete
saying, like
control.
changing the paradigm.
It'd be so weird. It'd be so surreal.
Jack,
It just, yeah.
you're recording, right?
Yes.
Your thing is still recording. Okay, good.
It's at 24.
Should we take a pause?
Well, let's just go for another like 2 minutes, and then we can just like end the episode because we're at like an hour and like 20 minutes right now.
Sure.
Yeah. So finish
Yeah,
that thought, Jack, and then we can.
I think it was all I really had. Just, I don't even remember, bro. I'm just minding this netherite.
You doing
I
the
got
bed
7
method?
on me. What?
You doing the bed method?
Oh, yeah, you know it, bro.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Moral
that's-
of the story,
didn't
be
even-
nice to people.
Yeah, moral of the story, just be nice to
Like the
people.
world of
And, like,
positivity.
Yeah.
it's okay to like make fun of people because that's what everybody does. Everybody does it. I'm not saying like go make fun of people, but I'm saying
That just sounded so.
You can
funny.
only make fun of people when it's their faults for being stupid.
yep, exactly. You can only make fun of people when it's their fault.
Like I could make fun of fucking you're the guy who beat you up because all you said was, are those beats real or something, and then he beat your ass.
You got that mad.
But I'm not gonna make fun of like some, I don't know. I don't want to say
Yeah, I
any
get
examples
it.
because that's
It just depends on what it is, who that person is, what they've done, etc. Like I'll make fun of a racist bastard all day,
yeah.
but
Damn right.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I don't got shit to say about her.
Who?
What about Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Bader Ginsburg. I don't got shit to say about her.
Mm.
She ain't done nothing wrong. In fact, although she's gone, she's still doing stuff right by inspiring people.
Yeah, bro.
Man, world's crazy these days.
Yeah.
probably always was, though.
Yeah. We gotta plague the world with positivity. Nobody's 2020.
Fuck yes.
Like the world
Change
of
the
positivity.
atmosphere
Yeah.
around.
Yo, Dan, you want to end up this episode on a good, I don't know.
A note.
Just moan really
Oh,
loudly.
no.
Yeah, damn.
Or say, like,
PlayStation,
Let's
alright,
go,
guys.
Oh, God.
I'm a bushman. Classic Dan
I am
quote.
a
Wait,
bushman.
Can we just finish this off with one more story, like a funny story, and then call her done?
Yeah, you got like a couple minutes. You got like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright. So Dan, you'll remember this. Remember back in 8th grade in the back of science class when we'd be making those
Oh,
noises
man.
with Eugenio? And how that's like went through
was
the
thinking of that
entire
earlier.
school. The entire
Yeah.
school caught
We
on to
just
it,
started.
and then made a video against it.
It was
like-
all because of you and me in that class.
Oh.
Dude,
Yeah.
when they put that
Us.
video up, I was hyperventilating.
Dude,
It
I
was-
was
it
dying.
was so funny.
Nobody in that morning math class knew it was me and you doing that.
Oh
Like
my
when
god.
I saw that, I would just.
That
I
was
think
you?
I peed a little bit. It was
It was
so funny.
so fucking
No valley
funny.
fair for you.
no Valley Fair for you. I forgot. Like we were the ones who started it, but I remember I had a really good time at Valley Fair.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, that was funny.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for being on, boys.
Of course,
It
it
was
was
a
a good
pleasure.
time. You
Very
know,
good time.
I didn't actually expect to ever come on this podcast, but a couple
Really?
weeks ago, I was like, I'm probably going to be on the podcast.
Why do you think that? Oh, because
No, it was just a thought that came in my head.
like eventually you could
Yeah,
finagle your way
I
on.
Probably will be.
The universe calling.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The universe always calls to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this last like longer segment is able to email, but otherwise we can figure a way out. But
Well, let's hope so.
all right, Dan.
Yes, sir. All
You
you
got-
beautiful people that actually made it to this spot, you're amazing. You're beautiful. You might be sexy. I wish you the best of luck on whatever your aspirations are, and yeah, just chase your vocation. If that's what you want to do, just freaking do it, my guy.
For real.
Swag.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
More girl.
Oftentimes you spend more time thinking about what you're going to do than you spend actually doing it. Straight up.
Damn right. All right.
All right,
Let's
and
end this.
thanks, boys.
Have a good night, everybody.